thank you to both Nina and Monica for that. Now, next we're going to be hearing from Vanessa Hernandez interviewing our second speaker, Mr. Robert Taylor. Whoa. Hold your horses. We're not there yet because I haven't told you Vanessa's dinner guest. And Vanessa's favourite dinner guest, or preferred dinner guest, would be Oprah Winfrey. And Vanessa said that she would ask her, what was it like to be friends with Maya Angelou? I hope also that she would want to ask her, please give me a few tips for interviewing Mr. Robert Taylor. And I'm really looking forward to this because those of you who know Robert know that he can sometimes ask some very difficult questions that really put you on the spot. So I'm quite happy to see the tables turned on him this morning. Please welcome to the stage Vanessa and Robert.
Speech, do you agree?
Yes. Yeah.
Who's going to take themselves and do some creative thinking within the next week? Raise your hands. So, how did you come to today and deliver such a fabulous product?
Well, it's partly to do with my relationship to this club, which has been fantastic the last 5 or 6 years. But I'm aware that I get bracketed as the arty type, which is just not really the case. I love the arts, but I'm actually quite conservative, quite specific, and most of my interests are not really around the arts. So I thought, why not explore a bit of what's behind that? Because I do love the arts, and I do think there's something on offer, particularly for people who think it's not to do with them.
So how did you make your speech so persuasive?
Ooh. Well, it was quite easy to remember what it was like when I was much younger, thinking about being on the other side of this imaginary fence where there's a bunch of people who dress strangely, behave strangely, and are incomprehensible. And then there's we ordinary mortals. And rather too late in my life, I discovered it's not just for them, it's for all of us. And I've had a fantastic time discovering the bits of the art world that thrill and challenge me.
So in terms of the speech itself, could you say something about the structure? How did you, it came across to the audience very seamlessly, and I didn't notice a structure, but I also noticed it being very persuasive. So can you say something about how you did that?
Yeah, well, as I perceived it, it was the quote to just be playful, to just provoke people into what they personally thought about art. Then it was to make it more about creativity than art, because I think that's what's really interesting. Not that there's this thing called art, but that there's a way of thinking that opens up so much more in life. Then to just briefly explain what I think the arts are, and then come out as a non-arty, as somebody who loves automotive engineering, which I do. And then to just give a couple of small examples of how, whether it's going to Japan, to Birmingham, or a dud night at the theatre, these are all experiences that can take you somewhere else.
If you were to do your speech again, is there anything you'd do differently?
Yes, I would definitely have given more thought to examples that were richer and more informative about the journey from, ooh, what's that to? Ooh, how do I feel about that to? This is a different way of thinking. I don't think I brought out sufficiently clearly the journey from, to, I've been changed.
It's interesting you should say about the examples, because there was one moment for me, I don't know about anyone else, when he described about the men who'd done art in prison. I had a sense of goosebumps across my body. How do you build those moments into a speech?
I was drawing on personal experience, just things I've seen. I mean, I happen to be very involved in art in the prison sector, but this exhibition was just something that came along as a good example. I suppose, yes, I'm lucky in that my work and my experiences are quite old. I've just had a lot of things happen, so I've got a lot to draw.
Was there anything you think you did that, in the way you delivered that story, that made it so, gave us such a feeling?
Well, I hope, it's for you to judge, that it came across as sincere, because I'm quite passionate about it. And one of the biggest, I'm getting emotional. my sister, who used to be somebody who she knew what she didn't like. We lived together for 2 years, and she was forced to be exposed to this terrible thing called art. And she now invites me to the opera and the theatre and the cinema, and she's excited, and that's fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you very much.